Okay, we're starting on turn 7 for this 5 orangutan run, and I find the first one here on turn 7, and we've already got the jellyfish frog. You know what's going to happen. We're going to swap the stats over, and I feel like that's pretty necessary, either jellyfish or tamarin, because orangutan's starting stats are so bad. But we also find the husky, and we do find another one with a little bit of a boost from the capybara. Of course, one of the main problems with orangutan, and you really need to try and get as many of them in the team as possible, as quick as possible, is that the buffs will constantly go to waste on other pets. Especially if you're selling things, cow and so on, to try and boost your stats up, you end up with stats just piling up onto units that you really want to sell. And here we unfortunately overwrite the lollipop with the crow, but I'd rather just get on with the husky scaling as soon as possible. And you can see what happens there. Both the husky and the turtle get buffed, and it's a bit of a waste. But as soon as we start getting lollipops that won't get overwritten, then it'll make a big difference, and we can force the orangutan buffs to go on to the other orangutans. So here we're going to level up with the blobfish, and luckily we find another one, so it's going to have the worst health on the team, which means it's going to get the buffs straight away, or at least one of them. Oh, it gets both, and then the other orangutan passes the buff over. So although freezing the chocolate there does mean that I'm not going to find any lollipops, getting them to level 2 makes a big difference, because you're starting to give just 8 health rather than 4. And once the lollipops get involved, it makes a huge difference. So here I think I'm going to wait on replacing the husky one more turn. Again, this is another run from weeks and weeks ago, and I'm not entirely sure what happened. There will be a bunch of outtakes at the end showing some of the stuff that happened while I was going for this. But I think orangutan is just a fun unit in general, because it requires so much playing around the limitations. It's just much more enjoyable to use, I think, than the majority of scalers. So here we find a lollipop, and the 722, which is pretty bad, is going to become 22-7. And so now it can move up in the pecking order, and we get another chocolate. So there we go, 22-7 goes to 24-29 in one turn from the 3 gold lollipop. Lollipop's one of those strange pieces of equipment that it's not the most useful in a lot of situations, but in others it's just the best thing you can possibly buy. So now I really want to also level the turtle up so that I can pill it right at the end, although for some reason I passed up the chocolate there. I'm not sure what I was looking for there. I also rolled past the lollipop. Okay, we're looking for pill. Not as useful if you don't have the level 2 turtle, so definitely a bit suspect play there. But I suppose I'm also looking for the 5th orangutan, because it doesn't matter having the level 2 turtle if I don't have 5 in the team. But now the stats are starting to really get sort of out of control, and we're easily winning. So now, luckily I find another turtle, although I can't remember if I buy it or not. I think here I'm just probably going to have to sell husky, buy orangutan, and then I guess I can roll 1 or 2 more times. Let's see. I could just, instead of freezing the melon, I could just buy the turtle here and then put the turtle at the back and try and throw the final the turn. But here we actually find the orangutan, so I pill the level 1 turtle. I think there's definitely some misplays in there. And now we're guaranteed to get all our buffs, and they go onto the back units, who who have the kind of comical stat lines of 322, 318. But we luckily go against a level, or I guess unluckily at this point, but we know it's realistic that we're not going to win with the particular stat lines that we've got there, and the fact that we didn't have that much equipment. Although actually, given the huge health that they had, it's not that far off. But now we can get another melon in and another green pepper, or a green pepper. And unfortunately we don't find any lollipop there, but the health buffs continue. And this time it's vulture. And I guess it all depends on what does the orca spawn. Well, toucan's a good one. And yeah, they didn't get a particularly good sequence of spawns there. In fact, the turtle is actually going to overwrite the eagle, which is perfect. And it's an easy win in the end. Not even close. So I think we only bought one lollipop there, but there were definitely some runs where I had a huge number of lollipop purchases. And here is one run where I have the orangutans. I haven't managed to swap the jellyfish, but this is one of the most ridiculous rounds I've ever had. So the health that the orangutans gave the turtle gives just enough stats to the buffalo to kill the big orangutan, and then you know what's coming out of this eagle, 100% guaranteed. The 1 HP, 1 attack loss, that is pain. So, and then I've got some other clips here. So here's one where I had some dragon scaling going on, and there's a level 2 tamarin ready to sell into an orangutan as soon as I find one. But of course, we do not find one. And I keep rolling, and there's nothing there. Turn 13. My stats are kind of big at this point. There's not really much I can do. I could have put the melon at the back to try and throw this. Actually, we're going to go against the rat hippo team who don't get the crit there. And it's going to actually be an easy win for the, not all orangutans, but all primates 3 squad. And we've got one final clip from a little monkey, or just monkey as he's known in Nutik's Discord channel. And he managed to win with 5 orangutans in pack 3, which is kind of crazy, but he said he just got an awful lot of lollipops, which I suppose makes sense, but great to see that that is actually possible.